Today the topic is wireless earbud reviews, and I'm going to review what probably is one of the best quality price relationships on the market today, the surprising Baseus Bowie MA10. Let's go. Okay, let's start our Baseus Bowie MA10 review. Baseus is a brand known for power banks and USB hubs, and they are starting now to go into the audio world as well. Okay, they do have other audio products. I do think they have over-the-ear headphones as well. And may I remind you that Anker started this way, okay? So Anker is the owner of Soundcore and Eufy, for example, okay? Eufy security products and Soundcore audio products. But Anker is also a big power bank and energy-related products manufacturer. So they started this way as well. So it's a nice parallel here. And looking at the specs of these earbuds, I would say Baseus is starting very strong. So let's start our preliminary analysis on the specifications of these guys. And we will start with the drivers. So these have a single dynamic driver of 13 millimeters. So although there is only one driver, it is a really big driver when comparing to the average, which is around 10 millimeters. Okay, so 13 millimeters, way above average. This represents a potential for better sound quality, but we will see. Frequency reproduction range from 20 Hz to 20 kHz, so the standard human hearing spectrum coverage. Bluetooth 5.3, so it's the current version, so it's always a good thing. SBC and AAC codecs, okay, so the standard codecs are present as well. Touch controls, so regular touch controls, they work pretty well actually. They have this big, generous surface area, okay, very easy to find and very easy to operate. Battery life. 8 hours on the earbuds, which is very good, okay, above the 6 hours, which is usually average, and 132 hours in the case. You heard me correctly, 132 hours. And this gives us a grand total of 140 hours of battery life. This is a genius absurdity. Nothing that I know of comes even remotely close to this. Okay. Do note that 50-hour earbuds, okay, such as the Liberty 4NCs, for example, are already exceptional at battery life. Okay, but these have almost triple of what those have, so it's nuts. It's nuts. Clearly, it's the defining factor of these earbuds, the wow factor that Baseus was trying to go for was the insanely high battery life on these, and also to show their pedigree as battery product manufacturers. Okay. The downside of that is, of course, this is a really big case. This is really big. Okay, for instance, when comparing them to my One More Piston Buds Pro Q30s, okay, so this is a regular case, I would say. This is a really big one. Okay, you can clearly see the difference. Way thicker, okay, way wider, bigger on all fronts. Okay. Just look at this. And this makes it a little bit uncomfortable to bring with you in your pants pockets and stuff like that, okay? So, but if you can live with it, it's exceptional in terms of battery life. Absolutely exceptional. Oh, by the way, if you're liking the video, help a guy out. Subscribe to the channel and press the like button, okay? Thanks. Back to the video. Charging. It does have standard fast charging, so 10 minutes will give you 2 hours of runtime, and the case charges fully in 3 hours. Remember, this is for 132 hours of battery life, okay? This is truly exceptional. If we notice that some cases only have 25 hours of battery life and they take about 2 hours to charge, this one, for just 1 more hour, charges up to more than 5 times that, okay? Brilliant. USB-C charging, so no wireless charging here, and it also makes sense because wireless charging is much slower than USB-C charging, and in this mammoth of a battery, it would be really slow to charge it via wireless, okay? So it makes perfect sense, at least for me, to only have wired charging. It does have ANC as well, and the only reason I'm referring this is because these are extremely budget earbuds, okay, which is absolutely incredible, taking into account all that they offer, and the full specs that they offer is absolutely nuts, okay? These go for around 30 euros, okay? Absolutely impressive what they are offering you in return for just about 30 euros, okay? So ANC also present. Next, gaming mode. They do have the mysterious low latency gaming mode, and you know, probably that comes at a cost of quality, sound quality I mean, or extra battery consumption, or both. But if it only comes at the cost of extra battery consumption, with these, that won't be an issue. You have battery to spare like for a week or two. Next, they do support multi-point connectivity, up to 2 devices connected at the same time, which again, for around 30 euros, it's nuts, okay? IP rating, IPX6 on these. IPX6, so 2 levels above the current standard, which usually is IPX4. So these do have a much better protection against water, namely strong water jets, which is the IPX6 protection, okay? Do note that this comes just shy of the IPX7, which means that you would be able to submerge them into water up to 1 meter of depth, okay? So really impressive that you are getting IPX6 way above average protection for 30 euros. Amazing. But wait, there's more. Find My Buds. Yep. They implement the Find My Buds feature. Actually, they implement Find My Buds using both characteristics. One of them is the warning tone, okay, which you just make these beep in your app. You go to the app, you press Find My Buds, and they start beeping. And if they are connected, they will beep, and you will find them through sound, like under a pill or under the couch or something. But they also record the last known GPS coordinate when they were connected to your mobile device. Okay, so it's a full Find My Buds implementation at 30 euros. Amazing. And finally, mono mode. Do these support true stereo downmixed mono mode on a single earbud? Yes, they do. So, unlike Soundcore, for example, where all the earbuds that I've tested from them, not one of them has true mono mode. You can only have single earbud usage, but not mono mode, not the stereo down mix. These have full stereo down mix. So, if I am just listening on the left channel, for example, and the right one is charging, I am going to get a stereo down mix of both left and right channels. They are mixed together to a single mono channel and transmitted to here so that I don't lose the right channel. In this case, I will have both the left and the right channel combined here, so I won't lose any audio information. Again, 30 euros. Exceptional. That's it for the specification analysis. Now let's go on to the proper review. And we will start off with the sound quality. So the question is, how do these 30 euro earbuds sound? And the answer is 7 out of 10. They are very, very good. For the price, I consider them excellent for the price, but sound-wise, not considering the price, they are very, very good, okay? Very good for any kind of music. They have a very good ability for strong, deep bass, okay? Remember, they have 13mm drivers, and it shows. And they are also able to produce very clear and crystal highs. However, for me, they are only obtained through a proper EQ, because personally I didn't like the stock EQ profile. Too much boomy, too much bassy, too much muffled, no shine whatsoever on the mids and highs, at least in my opinion, okay? Fortunately, with the EQ on the app, it was quickly resolved, and I am glad to say that these are excellent in reacting to the EQ. You will most definitely be able to adapt them to your taste, okay, with most certainty, okay. After the EQ, impressive sound on these, capable of rivaling earbuds 5 times the price, okay. I repeat, very good sound. For the price, excellent sound. Very, very good. Comfort. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? So these earbuds, the earbuds alone, are extremely comfortable. One of the most comfortable pairs of earbuds I have ever tested, okay? Period. You can train with them, you can run with them. They sit very snug in your ears, at least in mine they do, but I suspect they will be very comfortable for most people, okay? They can also be an option for side sleeping because they have a very shallow profile, so the ear will be around here, okay? So they stick out very little from the ear. The only negative aspect here is the giant case, which unfortunately is a big downside on these, okay, in terms of comfort. So they are not that comfortable to bring in your pockets, in your jeans pockets, for example, okay. That's the only reason they only get a 7 out of 10, because in terms of the earbuds, they are extremely comfortable. Next aspect, volume. 7 out of 10. Excellent volume, more than enough, more than loud enough, okay? The only reason they don't have a bigger score than 7 is because the volume steps are not linear, and sometimes they jump really high between steps, especially above 70% volume, which makes it impossible to have a more precise control on the volume. And for higher volumes, that for me is a big deal. So I'm not able to have a perfectly comfortable volume level on these, because they reach a certain point where I would need a little bit more volume and they go way above it, okay, unfortunately. But I do think that may be correctable in a firmware update, for example. I hope so, at least. Other than that, excellent volume, more than enough. You won't find these lacking in volume whatsoever. Next aspect, battery life. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a landslide. They just shattered the scale, okay? It would be a 15 out of 10 if I could, but the scale is 10, so it's a 10 out of 10. Absolutely exceptional. Next aspect, ANC. It's a 7 out of 10. These really did surprise me, okay? Extremely competent ANC, okay? It's not top of the line ANC, forget about it, okay? Keep in mind these are 30 euros only, okay? But it's a very competent ANC, okay? Comparable to earbuds that are 3, even 4 times their price, okay? So they do eliminate very well little ambient noises, and also loud environments are made extremely comfortable with these. So very competent ANC. Very surprised to see not only ANC but a competent ANC at this price point. Very good, Baseus. Next aspect, ear tip replacement. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? So they start off really well because they have a round ear tip, okay? Here is the massive 13 millimeter driver. You can really see the size of it, okay? Way above the standard 10 millimeters. So these are round, which makes it easier to replace when comparing it to ovals, for example. But unfortunately, these are shallow, okay? So these are very shallow, okay? They are not very deep, which makes it a little bit more difficult to find proper ear tips for these, okay? Not impossible, but more challenging. Because in this kind of earbud design, they do have a canal that goes very much inside of your ear, okay? Just like the Jabra Elite 4 Actives, for example. And usually this kind of design pairs with a shallow ear tip, okay? Because there is no more room to fit a longer ear tip. Although these are much more comfortable to me than the Jabras were, okay? Because the Jabras did hurt my inner ear. These sit just right, just perfectly. Another downside on the ear tip replacement, this case will only take short, shallow ear tips. So if you are trying to use ear tips, for example, for my Soundpeats Engine 4s, these ones, okay, these are too big to fit in there. Only shallow ear tips will fit in the case, otherwise it won't close properly, okay? So, ear tip replacement, 7 out of 10. Next aspect, personalized EQ. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? Very good, very equivalent to the Soundcore offering, okay? Lots of presets. 8-band EQ, very well distributed throughout the frequency range, although they are fixed frequencies. And also, like Soundcore, they also share my major drawback with them, which is they don't allow you to control sub-bass frequencies, so frequencies under 60 Hz, unfortunately, okay? But otherwise, very good personalized EQ, and as I said, these react very well to custom EQing, okay? Unlike other earbuds, these are extremely malleable to the EQ, which is awesome. 7 out of 10. Next aspect, control usability and range. It's a 6 out of 10, okay? This for me is one of their problems, okay? Because I only consider the controls to be sufficient, okay? Although they are reactive, okay, they operate without any flaws, very easy to operate the touch controls. They do not have single tap, which for me it's a big deal. And the triple tap is not differentiated between the left earbud and the right earbud. So when you select an operation for triple tap, it will automatically be assigned to both the left and right. You cannot have different triple tap actions on the left and right earbud, so that's a bummer. Also, you can only attribute the voice assistant or the gaming mode to the triple tap. You cannot use, for example, the triple tap for volume up and volume down to replace the lack of single tap, for example. So unfortunately, in terms of usability and control range, it's a 6 out of 10, one of the weakest points in these earbuds, unfortunately. Next aspect, high-res codecs. It's a 0 out of 10, okay? It doesn't have like LDAC or other high-res codecs, only SPC and AAC. Next aspect, multi-point connectivity. 8 out of 10, very, very good, okay? Up to 2 devices simultaneously, which is the current standard, okay? And the transition between connected devices is instantaneous. So it's a very good implementation, okay? Just like SoundPeats, for example, and unlike Soundcore, which usually takes a couple of seconds to switch between connected devices, these are instantaneous in switching, okay? So very, very good implementation of multi-point connectivity. 8 out of 10. Next aspect, gaming mode. It's an 8 out of 10, okay? They do support the low latency gaming mode. From my perception, I haven't noticed any latency whatsoever, okay? Remember that I don't perform any high-level analytical millisecond measuring testings, okay? The only thing I do is the personal perception test, which in this case makes more sense in my opinion. The only downside here, as with all other gaming mode implementations, is it almost certainly will sacrifice either audio quality or battery life or both, okay? But in this case, if it comes down to battery life, I don't think we have a problem here. Next aspect, control customization. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? Very good control customization, so you can customize the double click, the triple click, and the hold, okay? Unfortunately, you don't have the single click, as we already talked about, and also the hold customization is limited to either voice assistant or gaming mode only, and they are forcefully shared between both earbuds, so you cannot attribute different actions on the triple click on the left earbud and on the right earbud. They have to use the same action. So fingers crossed they solve this via a firmware update, for example. Next aspect, fast charging. It's a 9 out of 10, okay, excellent. And why is it excellent? Because they do have the standard fast charge. 10 minutes will give you 2 hours of battery life. Plus, you will be able to charge this massive, mammoth 132-hour battery in just 3 hours, okay? Do keep in mind that cases with just 25 hours, which is the standard, okay, will charge in about 2 hours, and this with just 1 hour extra will give you more than 5 times the battery charge, okay? So impressive charging and impressive fast charging in this regard. Next aspect, Find My Earbuds or Find My Device. It's an 8 out of 10. Very good implementation of Find My Earbuds, okay? So they do support both methods of finding my earbuds that are currently available, at least from my knowledge, okay? So the first one is earbud beeping, where you can go to the earbud app, and if they are still connected, put them in a beeping mode, okay? And find them through their beeping. And they will also save the last known GPS location when they were last connected to your mobile device, okay? The sound, unfortunately, of the beeping is really low, and for me, manufacturers should really put like an extra small speaker just for that functionality of finding my earbuds. I think they would have a much better result that way. 8 out of 10, very good implementation of finding my earbuds in a €30 device. Keep in mind. Next aspect, in-ear detection. It's a 0 out of 10. It doesn't have in-ear detection, okay? So they do not have any kind of in-ear sensor, okay? So that they could pause automatically your music or video if you took the earbud out, and could resume it once you put it back in. They don't have that feature, unfortunately. And finally, on the listening score, wireless charging, they don't have it, okay? Although, as I already said, it wouldn't be an efficient way of charging a 132-hour Mammoth battery, okay? So for me, at least, it makes sense that they only provide wired charging in this case. And that's it for the listening score. Now, onto the microphone evaluation, okay? How good or how bad is this microphone? Keep in mind that you do have a companion video to this review, okay, where you can judge by yourself the microphone test, okay? So you can be the judge of how well you think this microphone performs. But for me, it is a 7 out of 10. It's a very good, competent microphone, okay? For the price, it's very good, okay? But keeping the price aside, it's a good, competent microphone. Clearly able to go toe-to-toe with earbuds 3 times or 4 times the price in this aspect, okay? So, the mic works really well in controlled environments, with wind and background noise. Even with a little difficulty, we are able to communicate in a comprehensible manner. So it's a good, competent microphone in a 30 euro package. Outstanding. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go to our final score and recommendation. So, on the listening front, on these Baseus Bowie MA10s, we have a total score of 6.89 out of 10, which is very, very good, okay? And it could be even better if it wasn't for the discomfort of the case size and the volume resolution, especially above 70%, which really hinders your ability to properly set a comfortable volume level, at least for me, okay? I wasn't able to have the volume level the way I wanted it because the steps are very large in terms of volume when you're stepping up, okay? They should have more resolution. So for me, the volume was always a little bit lower or a little bit higher from my optimal hearing level, which is unfortunate, okay? But other than that, I really cannot fault these at all in terms of listening. For the microphone front, we already saw that. It's a 7 out of 10, okay? It's a very good and competent microphone, okay? Especially for the price, okay? So they easily are trading blows with earbuds 3 or 4 times their price. And speaking of price, let's see the quality-price relationship on these. So these usually go for around 30 euros, which is already nuts in terms of insanely good quality-price relationship. But I was able to pick them up in a promotional price of 25 euros, which makes it even more insane in terms of value. So we are talking about only 3.63 euros per quality point in terms of listening and only 3.57 euros per quality point in terms of microphone. These are insanely good in terms of quality-price relationship. Currently, these just went straight to the top of my leaderboard in terms of quality-price relationship rankings, okay? So, are these the best sounding earbuds that I have reviewed? No. Are these the best microphones that I have reviewed? No. Are these the best quality-price relationship earbuds that I have reviewed? Absolutely yes. These are insanely good value for money. Exceptional quality-price relationship. So, well done, Baseus. Exceptional product, exceptional value, exceptional quality-price relationship. This is one of those products that really hits home for me, okay? Because I do love exceptional quality price relationships, and this is exactly it. Fantastic. And that's it. I hope this was useful to you. Please leave your feedback and share your ideas and opinions in the comments. And if you want to stay up to date with the next videos, you can subscribe to the channel and click the like button. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.